While boomers shout and scream how younger generations such as Gen Z and even millennials are lazy and self-entitled, many of these new generations claim that they have reason behind their madness, and distrust towards the modern organizations and systems at play. Well, in this video, let's sit down together and spend some time hearing from both generations and why they seem to hate each other so damn much. If you personally find yourself relating to anything discussed in this video, or you just want to share your thoughts and opinions on this matter, then don't forget to like, comment your thoughts and opinions down below, and subscribe to see my daily videos right here on the channel. And a huge shout out to the handful of you guys for checking out those links down below in the description. Those are always some of the best ways to support me and the content around here. Now, let's begin this shit show.
I've never had a savings account in my entire life. 20 fucking years of working week to week. People say, like, put a third of your income over here. Save it. Invest. Prepare. Fuck, I've never had anything extra at the end of the week. I've raised a family. I've been in sales and management and business ownership. Had good years and bad years, week to week. Every fucking time, week to week. Never known if we're going to get it. Used to stress the fuck out. And just started having faith that it's going to work out. Every time it's going to work out. Don't know how. It's just going to work out. Sometimes right at the end and it's all going to crash. We're fucked this time. Nope. Something works out. And I've done it stressed and I've done it not stressed. Just a choice. Then some people will be like, well, you needed to make better decisions, you know, stop wasting your money and do blah, blah. I wear the same fucking clothes I did in high school. We save every penny we can. We give the kids a normal fucking life. I could have just, you know, starved them all and saved it and hoarded it and maybe been in a better position. And then again, if I do ever have extra money and anybody around me needs something, we're going to give it to them. My wife could work. She wants to work a lot of the time. But she's been able to stay home with our kids. Could have made different decisions. But this is the way it shook out. And it's worked out. Even though it's fucking hard. I wouldn't take it back.
Now, believe it or not, as far as I've heard, this is the average experience for the average individual, the modern-day adult, and at least in terms of Gen Z and millennials, at least here in the States, having a savings account is damn near unheard of. And if you are having any sort of an extra means to save, you are sacrificing in a couple different areas, whether that's you're not really starting a family early, you're putting that off until your 30s, or possibly never even having that ever happen in your life, you don't really see those chapters in your book, or you're putting off eating so you can save, invest for your future. Maybe you're putting off any sort of free time or luxury time or enjoying your youth to hopefully one day have your health be in order, and you can, if you're lucky enough, God's grace, God bless us all, to be able to enjoy your retirement if, you know, hopefully you get to be there if you're still, you know, anticipating that, which a lot of us have kind of just dropped the ball on that altogether. We don't really ever see that happening. It just seems too unrealistic for modern day or any of us. But either way, a lot of you guys, I have had a lot of backlash in terms of some of the concepts, or sorry, in some of the terms I've used for some of the concepts I've covered here. For example, like wage slavery. I understand some of these words. Definitely, I try to, you know, explain the difference between what I'm talking about versus like some of the definitions. I do understand that we have been kind of brainwashed to believe certain things, and we look at the comparison. It's very hard to use these words in different concepts, but I do want to put into perspective how it's like when the average individual is working, now we have to have multiple jobs, and you don't really ever get to build any really you don't really get to invest in your offsprings, whether that's your time, your legacy, or even your inheritance. There is no inheritance anymore. And then also on top of that, the youth really doesn't have much hope for the future, so they don't really have any plan to have kids or continue on the community. So does that just kind of result in a lackluster community only gonna result in downfall? Or is this just the doomer mentality controlling my mind again, and you think it's not that dark and dim? But feel free to let me know down below in the comments. I'd love to hear it all out. And if you have experienced this, if you personally have a savings account, and how much sacrifice that costs you, or if you just think that everything's just great and jolly and people just don't know how to figure it out, which I think America is ran off of the survivorship bias, and a lot of people who have it made, everybody they know is good. You know, you are who your friends are, and if you've been born surrounded by losers your whole life, you're going to be a loser. If you've been surrounded by winners, if you're born around winners, you will most likely, guess what, be a winner. So what do you think? Feel free to let me know down below in the comments.
My Gen Z students told me the only way that they would own a house is when their parents die and they inherit it, and that's if their parents own a house. They know that this generation, this economy, is cooked, as they like to say.
So my car insurance went up. Why? Who the fuck knows? You know, fuck it. You know, I'm already paying over $200. Fuck it. Just keep increasing. Bro, I just don't care. Like, I honestly just don't give a fuck anymore. I've been planning to go to Texas as a little vacation, also to see my friend. And I haven't had the money to go, but I might fuck it, dude. I might just go. Like, I honestly just, like, you know, I'm so worried about saving money. I'm so worried about the future, bro. I don't see a future, so I don't fucking care. Like, I keep seeing more and more TikToks about people who are just giving up, bro. And I have never been the person to, like, give up. But at this point, bro, I just don't fucking care.
Now, like, the whole point of America is to be able to, like, get ahead, is be able to start from nothing and become something, or at least make something out of nothing, at least anything at all. But these days, it feels like that's not even really, you know, thought through. It feels like the whole concept has kind of just been, like, pushed aside, and the point now is to survive day to day, the survival of the fittest. We're kind of just modern-day Darwinism over the economic system, the financial realm, and how all of us see our bank accounts. I personally have been having some financial fraud happen, and some jackass or cocksucker over in, I think it was Atlanta or something, I don't know, a couple different places over there, they stole my rent money. They didn't even steal my money, they stole my landlord's money. So I had to explain to these people, like, you know, I hope that, you know, everything works out. I should be able to get reinstated through my Wells Fargo account, which, by the way, terrible bank. I don't recommend Wells Fargo. I plan to switch out of them as soon as I get all this shit figured out. But I've had so many issues. I've had so many different issues with them in the past. You guys have followed me along. You guys have heard about some of them. But either way, what do you feel like these days? Do you feel like there's just no hope on the horizon? Do you feel like everything is just jack shit and just gonna kind of get worse and worse? Do you think civil war is upon us and we're just kind of creeping along, you know, in the wake of it? Or do you think everything's going to figure itself out, there is no rapture coming, and it's just doomsday is all in our heads, and the news articles are just to make pennies off of our pockets? Feel free to let me know down below in the comments. I love to hear different perspectives on this shit.
Bro, if I knew how bad the economy was going to be up to date, I wouldn't have been riding no bikes, playing no video games. I would have bought a house when I was 10. They did a study based on today's economy. Like, what should minimum wage be based on today's economy to make sure an American is comfortable living a day-to-day life, like with the prices, how the prices is up to date. Bro, do you know how much they say you need to make an hour to be comfortable around this motherfucker? $66 fucking dollars an hour. $66 an hour, bro. Who the fuck making that? That ain't even the kicker. You make $66 an hour. You work 40 hours a week. At the end of the month, guess how much you gonna have in whole? 10 bands. Oh no, but don't think you taking the whole 10 bands. You forgot about Uncle Sam. You're going home with 6,500. Maybe a 7-ball if you lucky. Okay, so eliminate all the bills and life expenses from that 6,500. You left, even motherfuckers who making $66 an hour after paying all their bills and life expenses at the end of the month, they only gonna be able to save a band or two a month. So regular motherfuckers like me and you was just cooked. We just, at this point, we just on the internet seeing who can be po better. Who can be
now,
best
I want
at
some of
being
you guys
po.
really ponder on this question, but how much does your paycheck cost you? Like, seriously, genuinely, how much you have to sacrifice to get those dollars, those pennies, those cents? And how far do they go for you? Do they only cover your bare minimum expenses? Are you able to live a lavish lifestyle and you have more to save, you can throw around, you can help out other people, which is what, you know, God's put us on here earth to do, is to help each other out? Or do you personally not even know what money is? You haven't seen a check come in and who knows how long, because that's just your personal reality right now. Whichever, you know, whichever part of the spectrum I just laid out here you land on, I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts, opinions, how you feel like how much sacrifice the average dollar, the average peso, the average pound, whatever currency you make, wherever you're from, costs you. Does it cost you your time? Does it cost you your future? Does it cost you your youth? Does it cost you your fun? Does it cost you your entertainment? Does it cost you your comfort? Does it cost you your mentality? For many people, at least I felt recently, I've been having a lot of mental health issues, which, as a guy, especially a young 25-year-old here in America, who gives a fuck about that? But honestly, it can be rough. So I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts, opinions regarding the survival of the fittest, Darwinism that is right now in the current day, as well as how you are getting by, because it can be rough, and you pretty much have to pay, like, you know, a whole full mortgage to live in the ghetto cities with mice and roaches and landlords that'll be down your throat for that payment that's only going up. So what do you feel like? I'd love to know. Feel free to let me know down below in the comments. That's going to wrap up another video discussing the lackluster community that we live in, the shitty society that we only kind of see getting worse and worse, and the impending doom that only seems to be upon us ever so slightly, or ever so much more so day by day. It always seems to be growing. It's ever growing. Anyway, I'd love to hear all your guys' thoughts, opinions regarding anything we discussed within today's video, as well as any thoughts and opinions or topics you want me to touch on in future videos. I plan to be as consistent as I can with quality content throughout the month of October, as well as welcome to spooky season. It is upon us. So, you know, boo. Either way, hope you enjoyed. Huge shout out to everybody who continues to show your support over here on the page, daily, consistency, and constantly, yada, yada, yada. Also, a huge shout out to handful of you guys checking out those links down below in the description. Those are genuinely some of the best ways to support me right now. And I never like to reach my hand out. I was raised not to do that. But I do want to say, every donation goes such a long way, because those fraudsters not only stole my rent money, they stole my food budget. So, fuck them. But either way, love you guys. You guys are the best. I genuinely don't expect anything, but all your love and support goes such a long way. So, hope you enjoyed. Hope to see you in the next one. And yeah.